He's going to start out as the wide receiver 3. Now we expect him to have the potential to grow into the wide receiver 2 there. So just someone to monitor, someone to keep on your bench for now. Potentially flex if you really need to. What's up, fantasy football friends? Today we're going to be giving you the Sunday slate and the Monday night game. So I'm going to start off at the 1 p.m. spot, San Francisco at Pittsburgh. Spread of minus 2.5. Vegas is expecting a close game, over under of 40 points. 40.5 to be exact. Bosa, holdout. So we don't know if he's about to play. Expected to sign. Kittle, questionable. If he's not playing, don't start him, obviously. Pittsburgh, nothing new here. O-line can take advantage of Bosa if he's out. Good look for Najee. I would start McCaffrey, Deontay Johnson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Pat Freiermuth, and the San Francisco defense I think is also a pretty good play here. Flex, you can start Ayuk or Pickens. I expect this game to be pretty close as Vegas does. I think Pittsburgh's going to be a more explosive offense this year. Obviously, I'm going with San Francisco as the winner. With Kenny Pickett coming onto the scene, he could cause some trouble, but I'm going San Francisco here.
Interesting game to say the least. I think Najee could have a big game if Bosa's out. Obviously, more time for Pickett in the pocket. But guys, moving to Arizona at Washington. Spread of -7 in favor of Washington. I'm looking towards a blowout. Anytime you get a -7, that's a pretty big spread. Over/under of only 38.5, guys. So Washington's defense is certainly a start. We know what that Arizona offense is going to look like. We've been telling you all offseason. Terry McLaurin, a big name to watch out for day to day right now, guys. Questionable. Keep your eyes on him if he's on your team. Dobbs is at quarterback now. Ertz is questionable coming into the weekend. Start guys, James Conner, Jahan Dotson in the Washington defense. Obviously start Terry McLaurin. Just keep an eye out for it. Flex guys, we like Hollywood Brown and Antonio Gibson in those spots. I don't mind Brian Robinson. I think
moving over to Houston at Baltimore. Spread of -10 Baltimore. So as you were saying, Vegas is expecting kind of a blowout here. I'm expecting kind of the same. 43.5 point over-unders. Pretty high-scoring game, too.
Baltimore's going to do the score.
Yeah, most of that's going to Baltimore. Mark Andrews, undisclosed with his injury, game time decision. I would start him if he plays. If Likely is available to get picked up, Isaiah Likely, he's the backup tight end there. Was very serviceable when Andrews was out last year. I think you go and pick him up and have that handcuff if he's available. Titus Howard is also questionable for Houston. I would start Lamar Jackson, Dameon Pierce. Obviously just went over the tight ends of Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins and the Baltimore defense, I think, is also a great play. Flex.
Who are you flexing?
I have all Baltimore receivers written down here, guys. So Nico Collins for Houston, I think, is a decent flex play if you're a little bit lower on wide receiver, and Robert Woods as well.
All right, guys, talking about receivers, going over to Cincinnati and Cleveland, a -2.5 spread in favor of Cincy, guys. Another close game, but a high-scoring one with a 47.5 over/under. Chidobe Awuzie has been cleared corner for Cincinnati towards ACL last year, cleared for play. Joe Burrow, guys, right now is questionable. Expected to play. I think we all expect him to play. I think we'd hear a lot more by now if he wasn't. So guys, I'm not worried about Burrow. On the Cleveland side though, a very interesting injury. Denzel Ward is listed as questionable. Now I expect an improved Cleveland defense this year, but we saw Cleveland secondary a real rough spot for them last year. Denzel Ward, guys, one of my favorite corners in the league. You're going against Joe Burrow, throwing to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd, guys. If Denzel Ward is out, it's going to be a field day. Start anyone on that Cincinnati offense. And then for Cleveland, start Chubb, start Deshaun Watson, start David Njoku, and Amari Cooper. You know we love him. Flex guys, sneaky pick. If you need someone, Elijah Moore and Tyler Boyd if you're low on wide receivers. A high-scoring affair. So guys, I'm loving all those players in terms of fantasy production this week.
Next, we're headed over to Tampa Bay at Minnesota. Spread of -6 to Minnesota. Over under 45.5. For Tampa Bay, Evans is questionable. Mike Evans. And Elijah Cansey is questionable with a calf. Minnesota, pretty clean as far as the injuries go. Osborne is going to be the wide receiver 2 there, and Jordan Addison, a guy we've been talking about this offseason, is going to start out as the wide receiver 3. Now, we expect him to have the potential to grow into the wide receiver 2 there. So, just someone to monitor, someone to keep on your bench for now. Potentially flex if you really need to. So, the people you should start is Rachaad White, Chris Godwin, Justin Jefferson, Alexander Mattison, TJ Hawkinson, Kirk Cousins. And I think that you could start the Minnesota defense because this Tampa Bay offense is going to be shaky.
Especially if Mike Evans is playing.
If he is playing, I think you could flex him. Although he's a guy I advised not to draft.
Yes.
I think he's still a serviceable flex if you did draft him.
Obviously, guys, I'm a big Addison guy. I don't have any problem playing him. You might want to temper expectations, but guys, we're in a modern NFL. We're going to see 3 wide receiver sets all day long. Start him if you need to. Sit him out if you're comfortable with someone else that you have in your lineup. Moving to New Orleans, Tennessee's coming to visit. A spread of -3 in the favor of the Saints. 41.5 over under, so a lower scoring game. Keep an eye on Traylon Burks' health. Right now, questionable. He's looking to play though, so he should be playing. New Orleans is clean right now. Rashid Shaheed is healthy, back from his groin injury. He'll be operating as the wide receiver 3 in that offense. Michael Thomas, guys, gonna see a lot out of him, hopefully. So starting guys, obviously Derrick Henry, obviously D-Hop, obviously Chris Olave. We're going to say start Jamal Williams because, guys, Alvin Kamara's out. Jamal Williams is going to get those valuable touches. We're certainly expecting to see a touchdown there. Start New Orleans defense. They always have a good defense, guys. Tight end, Chigakonkwo. Flex Traylon Burks if you need to. I have no issue with that.
Headed over to Atlanta. Carolina is visiting them. Carolina, Atlanta, however you want to say it. I think that the Carolina Panthers will be flying to Atlanta to face the Falcons this weekend. Spread of -3.5 to Atlanta. Over under of 39.5. Lower scoring relative to these other ones. I still think a 39-point game is decently high scoring. I mean, 40 points. Hopefully Bijan gets all those points. So Carolina, Brian Burns is holding out. Atlanta, Cordero Patterson is going to be questionable. Obviously, that's not going to have too much impact because we expect Bijan to see a lot of the work there and then Tyler Algier as the backup. Maybe Cordero Patterson is the vulture this year. We'll see. Start Miles Sanders for Carolina at running back there. Kind of a sneaky guy that we haven't talked much about this year, but did mention him in our running back rankings as someone that could really step up. Someone with 1,200 yards last year.
Yeah, he was 5th in rushing yards. If he's healthy, he's the only guy in that backfield.
Bijan, Pitts. I also, exactly like Mike Evans as a questionable flex play. Pitts, I would recommend just try to trade him right away. But if you have him, you're probably playing him.
Stuck with him.
So you're going to play Kyle Pitts,
Yep.
Drake London, and I think you can start both defenses here. With the over-under of 39.5, we're seeing a lower scoring game. So
yeah.
Flex, I think you can flex Adam Thielen if you're in a crunch. Should be getting a good target share there in the starting weeks.
Right, especially if DJ Chark isn't playing. He's been dealing with injuries all offseason, guys. So Thielen, guys, not huge on him, but I don't mind him as a flex play starting out. Moving to Indianapolis, Jacksonville Jaguars are coming to visit the Colts. A spread of 4.5 towards Jacksonville, over under 45.5. Surprised that's not more towards Jacksonville. I kind of expect a slaughter there.
You do see these AFC South games be
They're
very
weird.
close and very weird.
You can see, you see any type of outcome. Jacksonville, guys, no injuries to worry about there. On Indianapolis side, you got Shaq Leonard, the star middle linebacker, who's in concussion protocol right now, questionable for Sunday's game. I'm looking to start anyone with a Jacksonville header by their name. Travis Etienne, Calvin Ridley, Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram.
Tight end one.
The Jags defense. Flexing Deion Jackson, guys. I think that's a great flex play. He's going to get a boatload of work. They don't have anyone else to give the ball to, really. You got Michael Pittman, who I like as a flex. He's bound to see work. And then Zay Jones, guys, I think you can flex. I mean, if you're in a real crunch at receiver for some reason right now, you know, if you got guys hurt or you don't like your other matchups, guys, Zay Jones is in a position to score some points against a poor Indianapolis defense. So, guys, if you got Jacksonville players, I'm feeling real good about week 1.
Yeah, Deion Jackson, a guy last year that slotted in when Jonathan Taylor was out and serviced
Against
a lot of people
Jacksonville.
pretty well. Yeah, and
did really well.
good play there. 425 slate. Las Vegas headed over to Denver to face the Broncos. Spread of -4. These AFC West games, just like the AFC South games, very, very crazy most of the time. I think that it's going to be another close game because both of these offenses are looking to improve on what they did last year. New looks. I mean, Sean Payton in Denver. Obviously, Garoppolo at Vegas. I'm staying away from Garoppolo. We'll get into that in a sec. Spread -4 for Denver and over under 44. Las Vegas, no injuries worth noting, and Denver, obviously the Judy hamstring. He did conditional work on the sidelines. He is questionable. I would not play him.
I mean, if
honestly, even if he does get in, you never know the type of work they're going to get. I think it's kind of a risky start in week 1. If he gets considerable touches, then you'd start playing him almost every week. Start Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and Russell Wilson. You can flex Samaje Perine and Sutton. Perine expected to be the starter for the Broncos to start off the season.
Guys, if you have Javonte Williams, we highly advise letting him stay on your bench this week. If he's playing more than we all expected, getting a bigger workload than we expected, play him through the rest of the season. But guys, Javonte Williams coming off a big knee injury, so I personally, if I had him on my team, would be having him on my bench to start out, see how that workload plays out. So guys, moving to the Chargers. Miami's coming to town. We saw what happened last year. Y'all won that game though, right?
Yes, we did.
-3 towards the Chargers. Over under 50.5. Fantasy fireworks. I'm expecting a lot there. Miami, Taron Armstead, left tackle there. Not practicing right now. Mike McDaniel says he's progressing well. We'll have to see what that means. Obviously, Armstead is an offensive lineman, so not fantasy. But, guys, if he's not playing, Tua could be under some pressure there. You got Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on the outside. Waddle is listed as questionable right now, so something to keep an eye on if you are a Jalen Waddle owner. Look at his status leading up to the game. The Chargers, for the first time in my life, are clear of injuries. Knock on wood.
There we go.
So, starting, we have Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert, Tua, Raheem Mostert, Waddle, if he plays, guys, again, questionable. Tyreek Hill, Austin Eckler, Gerald Everett,
Yep.
Mike Will. And then flex, guys, you can flex Josh Palmer if you're lacking wide receiver depth, or again, if some of your guys are injured already or something. If you have anyone on these teams, definitely start them.
Josh Palmer, baby. I think you could play him. Just start him as your wide receiver one.
You're hearing that from the Chargers fan.
You can
I
even
don't know.
sit Garrett Wilson.
Do
first,
that
I
with you
guess.
will. Do with that what you will. So we got Philly going into New England. An interesting one. So Philly's only favored by 3.5, but we have an over/under of 45. So should be a solid scoring game. Philly's clear of injuries, guys. New England just moved their starting right tackle Riley Reef to the IR, so that's going to be a situation to watch. It could hurt Mac Jones in the pocket there, and also the running game to an extent. Start the 4 big guys for Philly: Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Those guys are no-brainers. And on the Patriots side, the only guy I have starting is Ramondre Stevenson. I don't really trust anyone else in that Patriots offense right now. I do say flex Juju. I think he will get good work. If you do need to have him in your lineup, I have no issue with putting him in. He could see a tough day against those Philly corners. But, guys, Juju's going to be that wide receiver 1 in that offense.
Headed over to Chicago. Visiting them is Green Bay. Interesting to see how this one plays out. Red, -1.5 to Chicago. Over/under of 43.5 points. Both teams clear of any significant injuries. Start Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, Justin Fields, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and Khalil Herbert. Flex Romeo Doubs and AJ Dillon.
Who was the first start?
Yeah, okay. So let me mention, alongside Mike Evans and Kyle Pitts, Christian Watson, a guy we advised not to draft. I can't wait till he just proves us wrong.
He's going to, yeah, no.
Dude, like the more I watch him, he's explosive.
Yeah.
But guys, that is ADP. I will stick by it. I'm still not behind him.
Yeah. One thing I just want to say for this game, I love seeing the 2 teams clear of injury. You love seeing that to start the season. It gives you a true...
Someone I would like you guys to watch in this matchup is Luke Musgrave. I want to see the type of work that he gets because he's
Absolutely.
a very entertaining tight end coming into the league. He was in the rookie video. I think that he could have some potential to see a good workload.
Moving to Seattle, the Rams are coming to visit the Seahawks. -5.5 to Seattle, 45.5 over/under. I think this game could get nasty in favor of Seattle. We got Kupp questionable. He's rehabbing on his own in Minnesota right now. He's got the week to get clear to play, so right now you can say he's day-to-day. For Seattle, JSN practicing back from that broken wrist. Very good sign. Devontae Witherspoon, cornerback for Seattle's also practicing. So, guys, they're 2 stud rookies, first-round rookies, are both practicing, both likely to be on the field on Sunday. Start Stafford, Kupp, obviously if Kupp plays, Geno, start Kenneth Walker, DK, Lockett, Cam Akers, and Tyler Higbee, a tight end. Flex, I'm okay with flexing JSN. I just said it, and we were talking about it before. This game could really turn into a high-scoring affair for Seattle. I like Seattle this year. I think they're going to improve upon what they did last year. So, guys, all 3 of those receivers are playable, and I would say start Van Jefferson or at least flex him if Kupp's not playing. I think Jefferson is a great pickup, guys. Puka Nacua is another guy to keep an eye on after this week. My prediction is that he's going to be one of the top waiver wires. You'll see us talking about him next week.
Kupp is seeing a specialist about his hamstring. Apparently, they're diagnosing how it happened.
Yeah,
I think he just has a bummy hamstring, to be honest. He could have hired me. Sunday night, Dallas visiting the New York Giants. Spread of -3.5 to Dallas. I would love to see them lose, not going to lie.
Interesting.
Over/under of 46.5. For Dallas, Tyler Smith, the offensive tackle, is dealing with a hamstring strain. Something to watch out for in their pass protection for Dak Bumscott. And New York Giants are clear, so good to hear that. Start Dak, Pollard, CeeDee, Saquon Barkley, Darren Waller, Danny Dimes.
Waller.
And you could also flex Cooks as a sneaky play.
I think he's going to get production. I really like it. Monday night, guys, the big game. I know you'll be watching this. We got Buffalo and the Jets scheduled going into the Green app. -2.5 in favor of Buffalo, 46.5 over under. I like that over. Not that I'm a betting man, guys, but I think they're going to throw up some points. So Buffalo, guys, clear in terms of injuries. New York Jets, Breece Hall is expected to suit up. I will not be recommending starting or flexing him. I would much rather have him on my bench if you are an owner, see what he does, see what that split looks like with Cook, see what his participation is in general. So guys, my starts for this week, obviously Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs over on the Bills, starting Rodgers and Wilson. So guys, 2 quarterback and wide receivers that we both love. I'm okay with flexing Dalvin Cook. I love flexing James Cook. Both Cook brothers should be in your lineup if they are on your team. And then flex, guys, a sneaky one that's been climbing up our boards a little bit, Gabe Davis. I like flexing him in this situation. I think we're going to see a lot of points scored. I know that Jets defense is going to be good, but guys, if you need to flex someone, or if you're just a guy that likes to shoot for the stars, I think Gabe Davis is a guy that can be in your lineup.
Gabe Davis is going to be super fun to see. I think we got a little bit robbed last year with his foot injury.
Yep.
He's fully healthy again, so he gets to run it back. Obviously, pretty much the same exact situation for him, so it's going to be really, really fun. Garrett Wilson, can't wait to see him score 4 touchdowns. So yeah, guys, that's the Sunday slate plus the Monday night game. I hope you enjoyed it. Anything to say?
Hope you guys win your weeks, guys. Play the right players. Again, one thing I just want to emphasize, guys, if you drafted someone in the 4th round, 5th round, some of those top rounds, you're starting those players. You took those players high. Stick with your guys. Don't hesitate to play them. Just updating you with injuries and what we think guys are going to do. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, Sunday slate plus the Monday night.
Like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions about anything we just said or would like to interact with us. We would love to respond to all those questions. And yeah, have a good day.
Peace.